Hello. Think I'm live and I'm too bright. Excuse me. He. Hi everyone. Oh cool, y'all already. So who do we have here? Steve, Sue, Andrew, Miles. Miles is on the roll already. Jeremy. Shannon, sweetie. Hey Richard. Hi Rod. Shwesta. Well, hello everyone. I hope you all have a good day or had a good day. It's evening, so, well, except the ones that maybe from somewhere else. So, yeah, I apologize that I was gone for a bit, but I needed a break. And yeah, and I promised a live stream, so I'm going to do that now. Hi, Michael. Hey, James. So, yeah, actually, I wanted to talk about the rosemary today. You are from somewhere else, Jeremy. Literally. Yeah, I wanted to talk actually about the rosemary today. I had it all, figured out. But then, hey, Crystal, beautiful. Where was I? Yeah. So, but then on the weekend or before the weekend, I received a package from a friend. He sent me some mullein leaves because I love mullein, and the only one that I could find here was too close to a street, and it was behind a fence. And in order to get it and dig it out, I would have had to go on the property, and we know how that all works. It was some truck company. So anyways, when I unpacked those plants, like it just went whoosh, like right away. It was just, how can I explain that? It was just vibrating to me, and I knew it just had a message for me, right? So, yeah, and then that's when I decided I'm going to talk about the mullein. When you hear about it, it actually, yeah, fits to the season that we're in right now and to other things that people go through right now. So, oh yes, Miles, I love the best vibrating plants. Coming in. I just thought I saw someone else coming in. No? Oh, Caroline. I knew I saw someone else. So, yeah, if I miss someone, I apologize. I kind of, you know how that goes with me, right? I start squirreling, and before I know, I come up with a huckleberry bush. We all know how I work, right? So, yeah, the mullein. Right, Shannon vibrating is always good. Anna, there you are. So, you've seen the mullein on the picture, like I can't screen share really here with the YouTube, and I wanted to do it actually with Zoom because there you can screen share, but I haven't figured that out yet. So, yeah, most of you maybe have seen mullein. It usually grows in areas where you don't expect anything, and it's usually considered as a weed, as all of the plants. But for me, it's kind of still unclear why this very or truly imposing, fascinating flower which is actually taller than all other herbs, is still overlooked and considered as a weed. So, yeah, for me, it's an attribute to Balder, the god of light, and the goddess Freya. So, and of course, since it's also a lightning plant, it's also connected to Thor, and it's also used for some weather oracles. But for this, you really need to study the plant and the weather. So, but I get into that a bit, right? And mullein is actually one of the oldest medical plants in the world. So, and much more like in the Middle Ages, for example, they used the dry branch, the dry stick, and they soaked them into resin or honey or wax, and they used them as torches in sacred ceremony. And also the seeds of the plant, they're very poisonous. Hey, Johan, bottle caps. Thank you. Delaney. Sorry if I'm missing anyone. I'm trying to not to fuckleberry around here. So, where was I? The seeds, yeah. So the seeds, they contain those saponins. It's toxic. See, there I go. So, and they were used for fishing. So, because they cause the fishes to they cause paralysis in fish if they snatch them. So, and if you sprinkle the seeds into the water the day before, so the fish can be caught more easily the next day. So, and this is still up to date. So those are little interesting facts about the plant. I find, but I thought I just mentioned them, even though it has nothing to do with the incense itself, right? So, and for the plant itself, they, once they have the yellow color, hey Max, you need to pick them in the summer from July till August, and you have to do it dry. So not when it rained. So you really have to wait until they're dry all up, because other than that, they get very fast moldy and brownish if you don't dry them correctly, and if you pick them wet. And then you can't use them for tea anymore, for example. Or even if you smudge them, they don't have that nice honey, summerly, sweet aroma anymore. They really go bad quick, so you have to be careful. Hi, Hidden Hand. Shannon. So, what else? And you pick the flowers, just the flowers off, not the goblet. So that's also important because of the seeds, right? You don't want to eat the seeds. So and what you can do also, if you want to use them for tea, and once they're dried and you put them in a container, it really has to be sealed very, very well, because they draw like every little dam. They attract water, those plants, and so they get damp very quick. So the glass really has to be very tight, and and like all herbs, store them in the dark. I mean, if you don't feel good about it, what you can do for tea, like you can freeze little portions and then use it in the tea with the hot water right away. But right away, So that's what helps too. And like I said, I like the scent. It's very summery, and it has a very fine, warm, honey-like smoke, and it really gives you the feeling to bring the sun into the house. Um, but it also has a lot of fumes. So if you smudge it, if you put it on the charcoal, it really fumes big time. So don't get concerned about it. That's normal. So and it's really an emergency helper because the mullein is an old magic plant, and it was used to and or I still smudge it in order to, yeah, avert bad magic powers, you can say, from others, or entities, demons, call them whatever you want to. So, and since it does that, uh, this includes cleansing bad karma in people that they carry around, and also keeping bad people out of your way, right? It's a really nice plant. Hey, Angel, look at you. What, Miles? I need to build an arena, then summon all the demons and have them fight to death for the profits. Yeah, I bring the popcorn. Hey, Gerald. So, what else? So, um, what Mullein also does when you smudge it, it helps to break down like overcrowding, overflowing emotions in like times where it seems unbearable for you. So it helps you to become calmer and more relaxed. And that is also because of the honey like smell, right? And also the plant spirit of the mullein. Um, yeah, and thereby like disputes it is like averted. So yeah, and like I said, it's a sun plant, and it provides light and warmth and security in darker days. So, and when winter time comes around, like now, and some of us can't really deal with it because it's just a fact, right? We need the sunlight. Um, it helps us draw us to uh, out of it, and so you can use it helps you to rekindle your inner fire again, which sometimes gets lost during those hard times, and especially of situations like, I mean, we've all been there, like melancholy. I probably said it so right, so you can laugh now. Mental depressions and sadness. So like she sparks the sun magic, and I really like that, and by doing so, she can like dispel such thoughts and feelings, and she brings light and color back to your life. So Mullein is like pure light and sun energy, and that's what she spreads, right? I can't freaking talk for it, but we know that already. AJH. Hey, Brian. So so what else do I have? Um yeah, so I really recommend Mullein if you have like a sad heart, right? It really neutralizes um, negative energies, and it pulls you really out of that depression gently. So, um, but even if you kind of put a bubble over it, you know, um, which is not always good if you're in a certain state, you just lock yourself up, that the smudge, the smoke of it, um, it kind of helps you to find the key out of the situation. Well, it's actually more like a trigger key of the situation, and then it helps you to resolve it without problems. And I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about when I talk about triggers. I'm reading the check now. So, but it really helps you with that. And we all know triggers, especially now, right? So it really helps you. It's not like the rose. The puts you in the warmth, it calms you down with it. It's like, ooh, breathe in, breathe out. And the um and the mullein, the sun kindly shines its light on and pulls you out of it. Do I make sense? Anna. Let me explain trigger, Anna. So, God, I can't even count the triggers anymore. But it's getting better. It's getting better. I can truly say that it will pass one day. Even, I mean, those are triggers and really locked up, that block your path from moving on in all kind of life situation. I'm not talking only about spiritual stuff. I'm talking regular life situations. So and it helps us to connect with our individual powerful sides, and it connects us with the force of the sun. And we know the sun stands for self-realization as well, and the concept of life, and it's kind of like the red thread in our life. And it is a symbol of life. It's a life giver, and the fertility, and without it there would be no life possible, right? You know what I mean? So yeah. And let me read the chat. So I didn't miss anyone, right? Yeah, Max, me too. My triggers are becoming less and less, and so it's really good. Are you buffering, JH? Maybe just reload. Oh. Oh no, it's not, Richard. They're not as poisonous to us like that it would harm you in a way. It does something to the fish, to the water around the fish. It must be a bunch of seeds in the water. It just paralyzes the fish, so you can't, it doesn't kill the fish. It just paralyzes the fish and makes you just nauseous, maybe. If you eat the seeds, like the mouse seeds. I'm still here, right? I just thought I lost my internet. Hey, Spitfire. Yeah, right. Get the fish and get stoned. No, not like that. Oh, you overcome triggers better too, Shannon. That's good. So it's a sun plant. It also promotes our third eye, right? And because and this is the seed of our spiritual visions, right? And the perception of the other world as well. And so the mullein encourage it. It mixes clairvoyance and it really helps the development and your spiritual abilities. Sorry, I'm smudging. So Yeah, and this is like the higher octave, like one step above the solar plexus, right? And you, the correspondence to the higher will, and um, it's like a reception center of um, refined kind. So when Mullein opens, when you smudge Mullein, it will just open you for higher impulses. It promotes a dream life and even out of body experience. So you can either smudge it, or you can even fill a pillow with dried mullein, with the flower and the leaves. Also make a tea, right? If you look for that. Also interesting is the roots of the mullein. This was evil type, and it will strengthen your body and it keeps away negative energies. So, but you have to gather the roots on a certain time, right? Of course, preferably, same with the leaves, around August or September, and then on a waning moon. So, and then you dry the root, and then you need to wrap it in a gold leaf. So I know, sounds crazy, but that's how you do it, because gold is a carrier too. So, and what the old Germanic did, they crushed the mullein and they mix it with chalk and against gout, for example. So they crushed it with the chalk and with water. Then they, yeah, they put their feet in, like one of the things we do today, because we know through the feet we can release a lot of poison and toxins. So, yeah, so they soak their feet in that mix. And once when the plant look kind of rotten, then the disease. Also, which the natives actually do, you can smoke mullein along with other herbs, and it helps your bronchitis. Like mullein is in general very good for the respiratory tract. So that's one of its main purposes. So even if you inhale the smoke when you smudge, it helps you with that as well. And hey, General Despair. So let me just check. Who's Bob? Yeah, who's Bob? Bob, did I miss Bob? Bob's your uncle. I know. Oh, General Despair must be Bob. What? No? Who's Bob? Oh, Bob. Oh, now I get it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Robert's your mother's brother. So what else did I say? Yeah, tensions, depressions, and also and mullein neutralizes like all kind of tension, right? Like I said, but it's also an old weather plant. So and due to the energy of the plant and the connection with the sun, like I said, smudging is alchemy, plants are alchemy, right? For a reason. So she protects against thunderstorms. So, and some farmers still have mullein outside the house to keep lightning away from the farm. So, or even from the concentrated herb bush, they still smudge it in some places. So even in rising storms, like on the stove, even. So because what it does, it neutralizes the tension that you have in the air when a thunderstorm comes, like your hair going up or whatever. And so it really neutralizes tension in the air of all kinds. So is it from lightning, you know, and or even electrosmog, and I'm not joking, seriously. So staticky, it's amazing. So, and like I said, you can kind of check the weather too. You know what's coming when you study the plant, and you know exactly where it's bending over, where it's turning over. This means to the west means, okay, there is rain coming, the leaves are closer to the ground, a lot of snow. So if you learn to read that plant, if some are still not aware of chemtrails, hello. So yeah, therefore you can like correspond, and you know, and measures can be grasped. So um, yeah, but that's it. But like I said, and I mentioned it last time, you really need to study the plant. You really should spend time with one plant to understand all the meanings, you know. Hey Manu, salut mon ami. Steve, what about Bob? Yeah, it can neutralize Bob too. Electrosmog. So um what else? Let me think. Yeah, like you can either, like I said, you smudge it by itself, but you can also use it very well with others, you know. Um, and since it's good to release general tensions, you know, you can even smudge it in cases of arguments, anger, and like I said, electrosmog is one of them. Really, I'm not joking. So, and therefore, of course, it's good for an energetic house cleansing. So, you can mix it, of course, with other herbs that are good for that. So, I like, of course, my copal, frankincense, um, juniper, um, amber goes very nice with it because amber is a sun resin as well. Yeah. So, sorry. I shouldn't have put that incense stick right in my face here. So, yeah. And of course, it has a lot of medical benefits. But I talked about them in one of my other shows, 500 episodes back, I think. But like I said, one of them is the respiratory tract. Also, mullein oil, very good for earache. So really helps. I did that with my daughter. Hey, critical thinker. Yeah, I did that with my daughter with the mullein oil. So yeah, I hope I didn't miss anyone else. Yeah, Miles, that's no wonder. I live next to a cell phone tower here. So um Jeremy, no grill tonight. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I will talk about Vril, but I'm still working on some more informations. And you know how long that takes me? Stop bugging me, or I slap you, silly. You know I will. So, so and of course I got a message from from the real from the Mullein. This is your fault, Jeremy. That was a Freud mistake. I didn't get I got a message from the Mullein. Oh, you're gonna get it. No, I forgot what I wanted to say. The message of the Mullein. I give you moon matrix. So, and I wrote it down. So, let me see if I can find it because I can't remember. I will, Anna, as soon as I can find it. Oh yeah, Shen, he big trouble. Ooh. Okay, here was the message I got. I wrote it down. I am connected with the sun and the light. I am the captured ray of light. I release tension. I will protect you. I warm and brighten your mind. I can help you to raise your head and gaze so that you no longer see only the ground beneath you, but raise your eyes on the landscape around you and to heaven where the sun is. So that was the message. Hey, IOX. So what makes so your eyeball is itchy? What's it about, real? Oh yeah, but you will be back. And then I will hurt you. And you didn't think I would say something like, yeah. You should know me better by now. No, Max, I will talk about real more, but this is like a can of worms that I didn't want to open. So yeah, too much info. And I want to go a little deeper and expand a little bit about the infos that I'm getting for myself and do a little more research on the technical side because I'm not a tech. Oh, in folklore, the real lizard race can possess you through. Yeah, I do that. I do that right here. Yeah, that's what he says. I'm safe for now. Yeah, that's the same with me. I have problems to explain in words what I'm thinking, my thoughts. I cannot put them in words sometimes because sometimes there are no words for that. Do it make sense? It's like hard to explain for me sometimes. Yeah, I totally get that. So, but I do my best. So, sounds like trying to explain world government and the deep state. I know. Yeah, but government and deep state are all using real energy technology wise. So, yeah, that was it about the Mullein. I just like this little plant. And it was always one of my favorite. I know I say that about every herb, but every herb has something special that I really like, extremely like. And yeah, and since, oh, no worries, Steve. Thank you for coming. So, yeah, I mix it in a lot of other stuff, like even for rheumatism, you can put it in, like I said, The old Germanic, they use it for gout, which of course goes for that as well. What makes real tech? Yeah, that's a fun topic. Yeah, it's totally fun. I don't even know where to start. So, manifesting always growing infinitely, courageous and knowledgeable. Yeah. So, well, I hope you liked the little message of the mullein. And if you see it, you know, maybe take some. And of course, before you take something, always say your thanks, you know, when you take something of nature. Enjoy your din din, Shannon. Bottle, there you are. I thought you left. Yeah, so yeah, I think I'm out of words. Happens rarely, but it does. Yeah, I just thought that was a nice little message of this plant. So when you see it somewhere, you can even find it next to a junkyard or on the side of the road, you know. So just don't get run over by a car if you stop and pick it up. You don't want to get that close to the light. Yeah, just kidding. So, what? Pizza? I want pizza. General Despair. Hello. You found some weeds in your junkyard? Maybe it's some herb. Really, I'm not kidding. Yes, Jeremy, now it's your time. Okay, thank you all very much again for coming and joining me. And I really appreciate that. And yeah, I see what I'm coming up next with. I promise to continue the real series too, but I don't know where to go with it at next time. I got so much in my head. Ooh, so, all right. Well, thank you again, and you all have a good night and good evening or good morning, wherever you are. And I see you all around very soon. And love you. Bye.